say that Freax website was a mistake, yeah. Freax.
Twitter Freaks. We're beginning with this one. I was a huge fan of getting this week. I feel bad for Jillian. 62% of bisexual men reported some form of sexual infidelity compared to 25% for hetero. That poor child. First off, Jillian is not a child. Second off, I mean, no need to gas me up. I could pull. This guy thinks I could pull. At my old unk age of 38? Yeah, I believe. I enjoyed this one a lot. All right, next up. Okay, this one we didn't get to last week. I love this this TikTok. Let's just watch this together.
I have no morals. That is a rather shocking thing to admit, but religious texts are a snooze fest. I have none of the selfless love of my mother. I might help the guy who's dropped his groceries, but I might not. I find human rights declarations satirical at best. I am, to be blunt, only loyal to myself. Today I won't kill someone, but who knows what may happen tomorrow. I don't feel any more bound by ideological rules than a bird or an antelope. Does a scorpion feel guilt or shame? Is a whale aware of good and evil? Now, I wasn't born in the West, but I lived there for many years. And it's so jarring always, hearing the same people who colonize the majority of the world and still casually bomb civilians lecture me on how freedom and governance works. The same people who describe resistance as violence, but not homelessness or apartheid. So spare me the moral universalism, as if it is inherent, as if it doesn't just take me disagreeing to nullify the point. You can choose respect, cooperation, and solidarity for purely selfish, rational reasons. It is in my interest to protect my home and my species from harm. It is in my interest to be honest. It is in my interest to live in a more equitable world. I am told constantly to condemn the dictatorships I live in, or express some kind of symbolic outrage over this and that, and to accept ideologies that have never served me. And somehow, still, your morality kills more people than my selfishness ever will.
Awesome. Really good. Fucking really awesome. This is like someone who watches, I think, too much James Gunn. They're just spitting like a Lex Luthor type monologue. Wrong on many levels, but she was hot. I think that when you get to a certain hotness, you're just allowed to be like wrong very consistently and no one pushes back on it. No, okay. So there's a lot going on in this one. It's awesome. First up, my favorite part is that she's doing the face like all the time. She's like, I don't know, I don't know about that. I don't know. You know, that I do appreciate that. Secondly, I like it's just Inja posting. I find human rights declarations satirical at best. Yeah, man, you got him. I guess I would say the funniest part of this one is like, listen, I just have no morals. I'm not bound by ideological rules. Anyway, I think that it's hypocritical if you are from the West and express an opinion on morality as if you're not a colonizer. It's like, okay, so that's morality. You're expressing a moral stance there, right? I don't know, whatever. This person's been shit on all week. I'm not adding anything valuable to the conversation by shitting on them. I will just say, you got to get eaten. This is not, what the fuck is this fridge? Do you think that they are just hangry? Is that possible? We get it, you're a misogynist. Yeah, I mean, I find declarations of misogyny to be satirical at best. As if me disagreeing doesn't simply nullify the argument. That is a dire fridge. No, I pay dire better than that. I will say the really frustrating part of this one is the ketchup. Why is the ketchup horizontal? Surely that is not how you're supposed to... Like, what on earth are you doing with the ketchup? Farage supporter, by the way. I mean, I have to imagine she is. In that way, we would have one thing we agree on, as I have been bankrolling his campaign. With the other Rothschilds, she just said she has no morals. Today I won't kill someone, but who knows what may happen tomorrow. I will bet $1 trillion I know what'll happen tomorrow. I bet you won't kill someone tomorrow. Also, do whales know the difference between good and evil? Yes! right? I don't mean to be like, I think the whales are if you were picking one species that probably does have like a moral code, it's probably the one with the second biggest brains, right? Like, I think they could do it. Do raccoons have feelings? Does a dog understand when it has pissed somewhere it shouldn't have? Yeah. I think so. I know whales, they'll chill, hop off. See, I think dolphins also are aware of good and evil. They just choose evil over and over again. Okay, next up. Okay, this one's rough. We're going to do a little politics. I hate being political on this channel. As you know, this is an apolitical stream. I'm an apolitical streamer. I consider myself kind of an Asmongoldie type in that I don't shower. I consider myself a bit of a Hassan type in that there's a bunch of people who want me dead. I consider myself... Okay, so here's what we got. The Iran war just became America's most unpopular war. Its net support has sunk to minus 32% in June, below the Vietnam War's minus 31%. This one's very funny to me for two reasons. First off, like, this is not as devastating as the Vietnam War was. So the fact that it's polling lower just shows you how different the appetite for conflict is in America these days. And secondly, is this the only one where we started it at net negative? What do you mean we led at minus 13? Has there ever been a war where number go up? I'm looking at this. What the fuck? There has never been a war, including World War II, where we were happier at the end than at the beginning. Holy shit. I wonder what that means. Probably nothing. Look at that Afghanistan swing, though, by the way. That is an 81-point swing. Holy shit. Man, people really were fucking stupid in 2001. Ugh. That means we should always start wars and never end them. I'm actually going to run for president on the opposite campaign of the no forever wars, guys. I'm going to be like, we need more forever wars. If we have forever wars with every single nation, then we can't do another war. We're already in a war with them. War is le bad? All right, next up. Don't worry. The Department of War has got something exciting to say about the ongoing Iranian conflict. Are you enjoying the show? Refill your popcorn. You'll love this next part. American quantum dominance. Okay, so you may be wondering, why is this picture this way? Well, the reason is it's meant to be like a little subtle shout out to QAnon, the group of schizophrenic, insane people from 2016. If you spell subtle like this, I will say though, if I was a QAnoner, I would like lose it seeing this. Not because I'm like, oh my god, he's in on it, but because they now are willing to be like, yeah, that Q thing is just a joke to us. It wasn't real. How many fucking times do I have to refill my popcorn? I have eaten so much popcorn. Did the pyramids activate yet? Throw out your phone now. I don't know. If I was a QAnon, I don't think there's very many QAnon people left, but I would be insulted by this. Here's another one. Quantum aura. Like, Jesus Christ, man. So we are going to have, just like, de-Stalinization, we're going to have de-Redditification of the American government. The Supreme Court ruled today that the 10th Amendment isn't real. You can just fire people for any reason. So they should just fire everyone for being too Reddit. The next president has to commit to firing every single bureaucrat that has been on Reddit.com. All right, next up. All right, so this week is America's 250th. They're doing like a state fair that we'll get to pretty soon. Don't worry. But first we have to talk about this. This whips asses goes. Trump says, I was in New York and I met a great police officer in New York. He says, let's just listen to it.
They were not happy, right? But the front row, they became actually very famous, front row Joes. And the typical 401k, as you know, is up almost $30,000 in, it was 12 months, it was 13 months. It's up 44%. Think of that, up 44%. Okay. Because, as goes the stock market, so goes a lot of your own wealth. And I tell about this police officer. I met a police officer first time, similar thing, but now the numbers are even more. I was in New York. I met a great police officer, New York finest. And he said, sir, I want to thank you. I said, for what? He said, my wife didn't think much of me, very much. We were
Nah, I can't imagine why.
having marital difficulty, actually. She thought I was nothing. I'm a police officer. I'm a tough guy. I looked at him. The muscles were all over the place. He didn't suffer from that. But she thought maybe that muscle wasn't so good because he was always losing money in the stock market. And he said, sir, in the last year and a half, my 401k is up 74%, sir. And she thinks I'm Warren Buffett. She thinks I'm a super genius. I said, how are you getting along with her? He said, well, I'm not so sure I like her anymore, but I won't tell you.
My wife was ready to divorce me. She hated my ass. I was fucking shit as a husband. And then the stock market has gone up and she goes, wow, you really know what you're doing. You're not losing money any month. And he goes, oh, so you two have patched it up. Nope, we're getting divorced. We are still getting divorced. He's doing corn pop stories now. He's full Biden mode. The thing about Brandoning is that obviously Brandon was the first guy to Brandon in the way that Brandon brandoned, right? But there are so many heads of state that are more Brandon than Brandon at this point. Like Keir Starmer, for instance, is like the ultimate expression of Brandon. And, you know, he's out of there. Oh, man. Reagan was probably brandoning. We just didn't have 24-hour news. What's the 30 Rock bit where they fill his mouth with jelly beans and peanut butter in order to make it look like he's awake? Okay. Well, this speech had a lot of gems. This is another one. He tells the story again about Elon, or it could be anyone.
Who takes the fat drug? So in New York, think of it. It was costing a fortune. Many, many times. It was costing $1,300. And in London, it was $87. And a friend of mine who's extremely fat, sloppy, but very brilliant. He's a brilliant businessman, but he's a slob. There's no question about it. Very neurotic person, which you need sometimes to be successful. But he called me up. He used to call me Donnie. Donnie! Now he calls me Mr. President. That's a sign of great respect. But he said, President, I just came over here and I bought, I won't say Ozempic or whatever the hell it was, but I bought the fat drug. I said, I didn't know you used it because it's not working. And I used him as, he's begging me not to use his name, so I won't, but he's a
I wonder why.
very successful guy. He's actually a pretty well-known guy, brilliant business guy, worth a lot of money. And he checked, he just, you know, he said, well, how come in London I just sent out and
I love this story, man. This is my favorite story. And he tells it all the time. Like, oh my God. I love it so much. The fat drug. He's on the fat drug. And I say, it's not working. You're still very fat. Oh my God. I love him, man. I love him so much. He's so good. Who do you think it is? It's like, obviously, it's Elon Musk, right? It's obviously Elon Musk. Like, there's no way it's anything but him. But, man, it's good. We love it. We love him. We love him. That's why we agree with him. It could be JD Vance. It could. All right, here we go. So that's the speech. This is happening around the National Mall. If you're unfamiliar, as I said earlier, they're doing a what is it called? A national state fair. And so what it is every single state has a little booth at the state fair. None of them are putting particular effort into it. This whole thing was slapped together over the course of a weekend. It looks like shit. It's muggy and rainy all week, and no one is going, is the other thing. First up, in order to make it, you have to traipse by the fence that is now going up around the reflecting pool. If you're invested in the long-term success of the reflecting pool, you'll remember that people were vandalizing it by putting evil algae inside it, etc. And now I guess that will stop. But don't worry, because there's tons of other stuff you can do, even with the fences up, like look at it. Strait of Hormuz War Memorial. Yeah, okay, we lost the war. You know, this is what we have now. I think this is the end goal. Put up the fucking guard towers. Okay. Let's take a detour for some other stuff before we get to the National Mall's State Fair. First up, we need this version of Toy Story. I agree. I agree. I agree. That's what I look like, by the way. There on the left. That's what I look like. Second off, is this supposed to be Jesse? Aren't they like brother and sister? We need Love Island Toy Story. We need the Love Island fruits, but they're Toy Story. You guys you guys following the Nancy drama? Okay. So, here's what's going on. Nancy, the syndicated comic strip from 1911 or something, is in the news again. And why is it in the news? Well, it is in the news because it is too lesbian at present. So, let me give you the down and dirty here. Carolyn Cash is currently writing Nancy. She's inherited it from like 4 other people, right? And Carolyn Cash is known for writing a comic strip that I do like, a book rather, called Pee Pee Poo Poo, that is basically just about being a lesbian. It's a lot of fun. And it was an interesting choice that has resulted in some really good strips, some like really good Nancy strips that are very funny. But it also resulted in this week, which was a week-long focus on Fritzy, the aunt in Nancy, going to a lesbian club to try and pick up like a man or a woman because they're bisexual. And everyone was really upset about being like, okay, this is like a totally lame joke. It's super out of place in Nancy. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, if you were making like a woke parody of Garfield, it would have like Liz facing the camera and saying, I am bisexual, and repeating like a joke that has been popular on gay Twitter for like a year, right? So, or for like 10 years rather. So this got a lot of outrage, and I gotta say, I understand the frustration. I think this comic sucks. It kept going too, but I will say, she pulled me back in because in this comic, Fritzy sees her longtime boyfriend Phil fumble, but it is, in fact, a butch lesbian who looks like Phil Fumble because it is Phil Fumble's cousin. I thought this was great. Honestly, I was like, all right, you reeled me back in. I'm back in. You know, I now am back. And after this week, there have been some killer Nancy comics as ever. We're back in rare form. A lot of people are down on Cash's run because it is a little self-indulgent. But one thing that I found really funny over the course of the week was people were kind of impugning. They were like, this take on Nancy totally shits all over the pedigree of this 100-year-old comic. Okay? And as a result, it introduced me to the Guy Gilchrist run of Nancy. This one is really good. For like 20 years, the guy running Nancy was just making it this totally unreadable, like, Doonesbury for conservatives? This is Nancy, the comic about, like, Sluggo being poor. All right. It starts with Fritzy. She goes, the 4th of July, and she appears to be writing, like, a blog post. I guess those were big. It's a precious, beautiful, complicated thing, symbolized by that red, white, and blue. Sometimes it's taken for granted. Sometimes it's thought too good to be true. Arguments of who's right or wrong. We debate, we disagree. Remembering we can say what we feel, for we live in the land of the free. Ba 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 ba. It's just a long-ass poem, and there's no land where I'd rather be. And there's like a dozen of these. There's like so many where it's like, all right, time to get on my blog and write a poem about America and start crying halfway through. You'd think Sluggo died in 9/11. The other funny stuff he used to do is, it says, here's a bizarre one that seems to just shill a then new Ringo Starr song. All right, the song is called Choose Love. Here's Nancy with Choose Love. Like my vest, I made it myself with puffy letters. It's the name of my new favorite song. I found it online and downloaded it to my cell phone. It's by some guy named Ringo Starr. He's pretty good. I'm going to Google him and see if he's got any other songs out yet. I'll let you know what I found out. That's a good-ass looking Ringo, I will say. I like it a lot. Let me see if I can find... This is... For some reason, Phil Fumble, the guy whose cousin Fritzy is dating in the new run, was a missionary in this. He was like, he was a missionary who fell in love with Fritzy. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it's crazy. I was very happy to spend like 2 or 3 days going down the Honor of Nancy rabbit hole. Let me see if I can find my favorite of them. This is the best one, though, by a lot. They're worth looking at for a laugh because they are just baffling. Some of the strips are, remember that old song. He was a famous trumpet man from out Chicago way. He's in the army now. He's blowing revile. He's the boogie-woogie bugle boy of Company B. Poof. What a dream. 3 Nancys as my grandpa's favorite singers, the Andrews Sisters. Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Oh, okay. Have you discussed the Nancy Zalgo edits? Nancy, one of the greats when it came to Zalgo. I really liked that meme in like 2008. What was your world-changing Nancy opinion? Oh, I'm still working on it. I'll let you know when I finish it. Okay. Let's keep moving. All right, so big weekend for elections. The disgusting communists who run the Zoran Mamdani campaign and its affiliates have totally taken over the nation. Honestly, it makes sense why they're making movies like Citizen Vigilante, because in 2 or 3 years, that might be our reality. So there has been a move by centrist Democrats in the wake of Mamdani fever to bring the party back to normalcy. You know, we need to stop talking about like free childcare and start talking about free tax breaks to minorities who operate a small business in an area of interest over the last 4 to 5 years. So what we got was a couple of interest organizations popped up overnight. There was one I liked called like liberal, like New Liberalism or whatever, and it's mostly them just like releasing manifestos that say like better things aren't possible, right? But this was my favorite. Olivia Reingold, friend of the channel, by the way, one of the best. This is a classic DSA tactic. Democratic Socialists of America, by the way, the New York DSA folks, I gotta hand it to them. They put something together that was pretty impressive. Previously I thought they're only ever going to be known for their incredible research into the field of sexually harassing alt women, but in fact they have done a second thing, which is won an election. Says this is a classic DSA tactic that they've been building on in recent years, using URLs to track user activity and gather data. An organizer discussed how using a DSA voting guide link could track where people showed interest in their movement, which helps them figure out where to canvass next. Oh my God. Wait, you're telling me there's a click tracker on their outreach emails? You've just learned what a cookie is, and now they're giving free cookies to those who vote for them? It's just so funny. It's like, yeah, dude, this is every data announcement. What are you talking about? The DSA is using URLs to track your data. Girl who works at the Palantir Press. Oh, man. Good. In case you're interested, the guy who trailblazed this is a guy DSA people call Larry Website. I guess because he's some sort of technical mastermind. Oh, man. Good, good, good. Happy, yeah. Oh, my God. Next up. Okay, this one whipped ass. Getting dismissed from my nursing program. All right, let's watch this together. This is one of those that reminds me of the old Reductress headline, which is, uh-oh, friend in story, not the wronged party she claims to be. Here we go.
So, I don't know how to talk about this in a way. So I'm just going to make this quick. I got dismissed from my nursing program.
That's rough.
But not for what you might think. And honestly, I saw this coming. And I'm not saying I'm happy, but
yeah, I mean, obviously.
I'm just like, the work that I put in, like, honestly, like, but let me explain. Since my situationship is not helpful, let me tell you what happened. So I've been dealing with a lot of like bullying and jealousy from a lot of the girls in the program. It's a lot of ghetto, black, fat Mexicans, and
I can't imagine why they kicked you out.
and just ghetto people in general. And that's neither here or there.
By the way, ghetto black fat Mexican, crazy good screen name for anyone to whom it applies. If there's any Afro Latinos here, you can steal that one. She's giving it to you for free.
But that hopefully paints a picture of what I was dealing with. So we constantly...
That kind of paints a picture of what I'm dealing with. I think the picture has been painted, dog. Holy shit. Oh, not good. Not good, folks. Not good at all. All right, next up. All right, we've made it to Great American State Fair. Let's talk about the Great American State Fair. Okay, so the Great American State Fair is happening this week, and it's a strange situation. If you walk past the cordoned off reflecting pool, you can make it to the lawn of the White House where they're doing... I changed my mind about what I want. Ordered another thing. I'm being greedy today. Anyway, they have like an additional slot for each state, and some of the states have put effort into it. Some of them haven't. Let me pull up some of the good ones here. This is the one from Maine. Looks good, right? Looks pretty good. Yeah. We've got like a cuck chair, I guess. I don't... it's not being well attended. Here it is live. Okay. All right. This honestly looks pretty good. It's rough stuff. Yeah, it is rough stuff for sure. Here is a live of people looking at it.
Already at the Great American State Fair. Man, we've got thousands of people celebrating this birthday with us.
Do you? Because I see like 40 in this image.
Tommy, you and I had a chance to go out. We got to see some of the exhibits. I'm sure you got what I got, which was a lot of people going, hey, love to watch it on Fox. I hope a lot of them left the mall, went home and turned on their TV.
I think a lot of them did leave the mall. I would say that a lot of them did leave the mall. Also, Tommy Loren is still around. This is from the 25th. The power went out. So the like food places, all their ice cream melted. That sounds like a trick that Ed, and Eddie would do to get free ice cream. And then this is my favorite part of it. There is a tent in which they're playing country music that has like a big American flag and a big Israel flag. It's like, all right, I don't. If I had to pick one nation to be represented at the 250th of America, it would probably be America. If I had to pick a second, I'd probably go, why am I picking a second?
Yahweh, 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 Yahweh.
Does anyone know the lyrics? Don't worry, if you don't want to listen to the pro-Israeli country music, you do have another option. You can get baptized. Here we are at David's tent. And that music sounds familiar. Wait a minute. We never left the tent! It's the same tent! I would love to get baptized under the beautiful Israeli flag for the 250th anniversary of America. What are we doing here? I don't know. Like, what do you want me to say? Like, it can't be more on the nose than this. We've got fucking, yes, we are sending all your money to Israel. We are hosting a national mall where there is a state fair for a different state than the one you're in, and you can be baptized on the lawn of the country that stands for separation of church and state. It's great. It's really good. Fuck me. Oh my God. Jewish people don't do baptisms, right? Hate to be like this. This is not a Jewish thing. You would think it's a Jewish thing because of the Israeli flag, right? You would think, oh, there's an Israeli flag. This is a Jewish thing. Oh, it's not. This is a fucking evangelical thing. They support Israel for a different reason. Not a big fan of the doctrine. I just like the killing. Okay. Man, rough stuff. The buildings are interesting too. Says these buildings are at the Great American State Fair. They're actually just covered in printed sheets that are stapled on. So these are supposed to be like examples of what the Trump arch that he's been proposing is going to look like, but instead it's just like big pieces of like prefab shed that they put a pattern on. Here we go. And of course you can hear the rain. It is fucking pouring this weekend. Yep, it's just a print. Yep, there are staples in it. It's just a print. There's no brickwork or anything. It's just the shadows, totally illusory. It's just a print. There's no third dimension to it. Here's this person goes, just in case you thought it was three-dimensional. No. Nope. It's a fucking optical illusion, baby. They just, oh man, incredible stuff, dude. It looks really good. Backrooms type shit, legitimately. Oh my God. I don't know. I will say this is probably the state fair we deserve at this present moment. All the money to make it well has been sent to Iran to rebuild their nation from the bombs that we paid to send them. So, you know, I think I saw a Roadrunner right there. On the back, there's a wall that goes into a very long tunnel. Okay, next up. Okay, this one, you guys are... Okay, every time I bring up Japanese people on my channel specifically, everyone is really racist to them. So I want to make sure everyone is not racist this time. Don't be racist against Japanese people. That said, here is a Japanese person behaving badly. It says, Chinese people who keep talking on the phone on Japanese trains even after being warned to stop. For Chinese people, Japan feels uncomfortable because it has strong morals, manners, and a high level of civic mindedness. That's why when Chinese people are in Japan, it lowers Japan's value. So incredibly racist tweet. Let's see what disgusting, deplorable behavior this evil Chinese woman is doing on this train.
This is Japan. We don't call inside a train. Can you stop? Yo, this is Japan. We don't talk about fuck inside a train. Okay. Turn off. What the fuck's wrong with you?
So I think we can all agree that that was justified. Totally justified. Couple of things going on here. First, stop speaking in English, you know? Second off, doesn't she stop talking? She's like talking very quietly, by the way. And he goes, we don't talk inside the train. And she doesn't talk out. She goes, okay. And then stops talking. Like she just got it up to her ear.
Yo, this is...
And he's like, yo, this is Japan. I don't know, man. I just, no. Doesn't work for me. Why did he film and post this? No idea, man. You're supposed to take a picture and complain on Twitter, not actually approach her. He doesn't know how to be an alternate. I will say, it is really cool that she just walks away. She's like, I'm going to do this 10 feet from you, you freak. Oh, man. All right, next up. Okay. So, you know how I told you that a bunch of different organizations have built an anti-DSA sort of takedown campaign in the wake of their massive success during Election Day? Well, this is the most successful of them, I think. It's called DSA Watch. Okay, and you might notice that this is all AI-generated iconography built off of the APAC tracker, right? So they're like, what the APAC tracker has been super successful in letting people know what candidates are accepting money from Israel, right? But don't worry, now we have one where we can learn Brad Lander has received $37,360 from the pro-Islamist lobby. Oh. What's the pro-Islamist lobby? I'm like scrolling down here and everyone's asking, they're like, what's going on here? And no one talks about what they mean by pro-Islamist lobby. They mean like, what would the pro-Islamist lobby in America even be? So like, Istanbul is the New York of America. It's just Eric Adams in a suit. It was just made up by the AI. I think so. Hassan's stream. Oh, do you think it's like this is the donos they got from tier 3 subs? The halal cart lobby. It's the guys that Zoran was talking to when he was doing the like, can we make the halal $8 again? He fundraised $36,000 on a Hassan Piker stream. No, it's actually that? There's no way it's actually that. Okay, I agree in that. I agree in that case. I agree. I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. Did Mom Donnie make the halal cheaper yet? He hasn't. Broken promises, bitch. Broken promises. He got the rent freeze, though. That one's a little important, but as long as the halal's still 10, I'm mad. It's the money Peeps personally donated to his campaign. Yeah, where do you think he got that money? That's your tax dollars at work, Watts citizens. Oh, man. Good stuff. All right. This one is a feel-good I like this one a great deal. The goal that sealed the victory for Leeds in the EE Disability FA Cup Powerchair final. So this is people playing a kind of soccer in power chairs. And I got to tell you, I was not expecting this to be how people play in power chairs. Watch this.
Sends it away. Fisher nudges it back towards goalkeeper Kelsall. Rigby!
Holy fucking shit. Are you kidding me? He fucking 360 no scopes the goal here. Look at this.
Back towards
Whoppa!
goalkeeper Kelsall.
Bow!
Bow!
3-1. The goalie was just looking. He was like, oh my god. Got like the pop off too.
Looks like The disability
said,
cup is heading in the direction of Leeds.
Oh my
Rigby, the top
god.
scorer in the league,
Let's see the replay.
proving the point. And he has Leeds 2 clear.
What do you do about that? Oh my god. I put 5K on the other team to win. That sucks. Okay. Next up. Okay, we have to talk about British food. Last week, everyone was shitting all over the pub cheese and raw onion sandwich, okay? Finally tried the giant wedge of cheese and raw onion sandwich. I regret to inform you it slaps. It is a great sandwich. It works in a way that's hard to explain and is greater than the sum of its parts. I believe it. I believe it, dude. People saying, yeah, of course, like people didn't spend a week railing the people who liked this. Yeah, throw one in, Ellie. What do you got for us? The thing about all of these, and I feel this way about the onion parsley sandwich too as well, you have to eat it before you can say it is bad. You have to eat it before you can say it is bad. You cannot not eat it and say it's bad. I'm going to try this. I will say, I'm going to try this. There's a sharp cheese. Do not chicken out on the onion slice. Comments on this are killing me. What are we looking at? Oh my god. Just everyone saying death sentence. It's a little rough. There's a lot of stuff going on here, which is like, yes, there's meat in the sausage roll. That's part of a spice bag. And second, you gotta clean out your air fryer, man. You gotta clean out your air fryer. This quote is killing me. Firing squad immediately. I will say, I bet it tastes good. I bet it does taste good. On the topic of food, we've got another banger. This comes from Elon Musk. Holy shit. Tells the moment his son Saxon left an entire sushi restaurant speechless. All right, here we go.
I was living in LA and I took my older boys out for lunch to Sugarfish, which is a very kind of uptight sushi restaurant. In fact, it's on the menu of the restaurant, it says, "Do not ask for soy sauce," because the chef has put the right amount of soy sauce, and you can't have any more. And if the chef doesn't think you should have soy sauce, you can't have soy sauce. That's what it says on the menu, basically.
First off, have you ever heard anyone be as good at telling a story as this guy is? We're fucking 35 seconds into this clip, and it's just, oh my god.
So, like, extremely strict sushi restaurant. And so the waiter is going around asking everyone what they want. And then it comes to Saxon, and Saxon says, "I'll have a cheeseburger." And the waiter's like, takes a moment for the waiter to recover because no one's ever asked for a cheeseburger at this, very strict sushi restaurant. Took him like 30 seconds to realize he'd just been asked for a cheeseburger because you're not even allowed to ask for soy sauce. So then when he finally recovered, he said, "We don't have cheeseburgers." And Saxon goes at the top of his voice, "What? Like, what kind of restaurant doesn't have cheeseburgers?" And says, "Fine, I'll have
a hamburger." That's the joke. So a lot going on here. First and foremost, he botches the story. I hate to say this, like, if you're going to tell a story like this, you got to have the right beats. He totally botches it. Secondly, how old do you think the son is? If this is like an 8-year-old, this is a cute story of like taking this, "Oh, I just wanted a cheeseburger." The son is 20. This is a 20-year-old man. And thirdly, yeah, no duh, you're not going to be able to get a cheeseburger at a sushi restaurant. He's like, it's this very strict sushi restaurant, Sugarfish. Sugarfish is a chain. What are you talking about? It's a very weird story because it's like, he's like, yep, that's right. My son is very stupid and whiny, and he caused a scene because he couldn't get a cheeseburger at a chain sushi restaurant. And then he even fucks up telling the story. Could you not at least be good at telling the story? Oh, man. First trillionaire, by the way? Yeah, exactly. Well, maybe he can only eat chicky nuggies. All right. Let's do lateness discourse. So this week we answered a very important question. If you're perpetually late to things, does that mean you are actually practicing decolonialism? Sorry you'll never convince me that lateness is a moral failing isn't rooted in colonization and capitalism. It's control. And I get we all live in a society, blah, blah, blah. But if it's your friends you know is always late, tell them an earlier time or whatever. But acting like it's a moral failing is so puritanical and silly. Sometimes you just got to accept people as they are. I got to say, as someone who is pretty perpetually late, I am doing decolonization. I think the actual answer to this one is you kind of have to be like, sorry, I'm late because I'm a little lazy. I'm a little lazy. That's why. I think I'm just a little lazy. That's why. And a lot of people have been like, there were a lot of people like, I literally have time blindness. It's like not a thing, you know, come on, you gotta be real about this kind of thing. It says, can you just show up on time without playing the victim card? If you are late, I don't think you get to, your response to being late should be like, sorry, I'm late. It shouldn't be like, I'm practicing decolonization. Oh, man. I don't think it's like a moral failing. I think a lot of people on here are like, if you're perpetually late, you don't respect others' time. And it's like, okay, calm down. It's not that serious. But certainly, you are also not woke if you are late. This is the thing. It can't just be an annoying personality trait anymore. One person has to be woker than the other for being on time versus being late. I just don't know, man. I don't get it. Your takes with this sort of stuff come from being undiagnosed ADHD and in denial lens. Listen, I think probably I am in denial that I have ADHD because no one does, as it isn't real. What, ADHD prevents you from being places on time every single time? Come on, be reasonable. Don't diagnose this loser. Yeah, I'm normal. I have no illnesses whatsoever. No, sorry, I had to keep playing Deltarune for an extra hour. I couldn't go to work. I have ADHD. That's why I was on time for stream today. All right, next up. Shout out to everyone from this country says Da Vinci. A trans flag that transitions. We've been brutally outwoked by the Da Vinci twins. The Da Vinci twins, they're killing it. I love these two. I love the cameos they do. They're like, thank you for the cameo? The world according to the fish. Fuck. That's true. They probably stole that? Yeah, obviously. They're dumb as hell. All right, next up. All right, we'll end on this. I know we've talked a lot about the Democratic plan to stop the DSA, but they have finally landed on something. Over the last week, it's become clear that they're no longer going to be able to win elections by running against something. They're going to have to offer a positive vision for change for the country, so they have it. Project 2029, the Democrats' playbook for how they are going to win the next slate of elections and change this nation, begins with an online child safety plan narrowing Section 220, banning social media for kids under 16 and promoting phone-free childhoods. Man, I mean, the thing is, probably kids should be on their goddamn phone less. But, like, this is the positive vision for America. We're going to put more age verification on your websites. Awesome, dude. If only there was... Do you think there's maybe an organization that can track your age that makes a lot of money for Democrats? Some sort of Palantir? A mass surveillance bill? What the fuck? This would be political suicide as it's hated on both sides. The first person to do the TikTok ban was going to lose every election for the next 100 years. I don't know, man. All right. But don't worry. We have a convincing argument against this policy from the right. This is Jesse Waters. This one comes from Blue Sky, who talks about his platform ending bisexuality.
But the whole bisexual thing, I think Greg agrees. Guys don't get into that. Maybe that's cool when you're 18, but when a girl's bisexual, we don't trust her.
Yup.
We don't trust her, and the ones I've met are super weird. So to say you're bisexual, it's not a turn on.
Yup.
It's not a turn on. But the whole...
Yup. We agree. Make a choice already. Oh, man. Do you think before the year's over, we can get Jesse Waters to weigh in on he-him lesbians? Do you think before the year's over, we can get Jesse Waters to weigh in on bi girls with cishet boyfriends? Do you think Jesse Waters is going to be like, you can't call yourself bisexual if you've never been in a WLW relationship? It's good. Very last one that I liked from Blue Sky was this one by Big Joel. I wonder how many climate models these days incorporate what feels like the increasing likelihood that we're going to try some crazy, horrible geoengineering thing in the next 2 or 3 decades. I like this concept. It's like right now, models are all like, we're fucked, we're fucked, we're fucked, we're fucked, it's over. But the first person to integrate the Futurama ice cube into their models, where every year we drop a bigger and bigger ice cube into the ocean, is going to make $1 trillion. It says, I'm not a scientist, but it's kind of a big issue with climate modeling. Might be there's a lot of nations who really want to put some stuff in the atmosphere and have the means to do it. Like, are we going to start counting cloud seeding? Is sub-Saharan Africa going to put like a big Mr. Burns style like sun blocker above the Sahara Desert? You know? I'm excited. Oh my God! One brain cell. One brain cell. One brain cell. We had to drop a bigger and bigger ice cube. Thus ends Freaks. And we got a long time out of it anyway. Let's do the dulls.